Ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to the Rogers Kakasungura YouTube channel. Today is a Tuesday, and citizens are back to work after a long weekend that started Friday and ran till yesterday evening. And I want to say we are back to work as usual. But let me say this. In today's video, I want to show you who Raila Odinga is and why the Kenya Kwanza government should be scared of engaging Raila Odinga directly, using the police, using tear gas, and using canister vehicles. Ladies and gentlemen, I think the people engaging Raila have read history very well. Kindiki is a professor. I want to believe in his own senses, he has read Raila Odinga's history very well. I have seen young kids like Millicent Omanga warning Raila. I don't know if Millicent Omanga knows even how to read a storybook. I really doubt. I saw his post because he was just given a mere post, a curse, Minister of Interior. She now thinks she has the guts to insult Raila Odinga. How I wish someone could have advised her to shut up the mouth. How I wish. A young flower girl. Anyway, let me not go into that much because I might provoke myself na niongee maneno ambayo sitaki kuyaingililia kwa sasa. Let me say this. Raila Odinga is a man who has made his life. Raila Odinga is a man, not just Raila Odinga, but even without anyone telling you about Raila, you can go to the libraries and read about Raila Odinga. Raila has gone through tough life than a tear gas. Raila Odinga suffered more than a bullet. Raila Odinga suffered more than just mere childish threats from the church pulpits. I want to read for you a piece from Ngugi wa Thiong'o, a professor in literature. And I found this piece extracted from his book about Raila Odinga, and I found it worth to bring it here for the 90s and the 2000 kids who do not understand, who are lazy in reading history, so that you get to know the man Kenya Kwanza is dealing with. I want to read for you this piece. Take your time and carefully listen as I read for you this extract from Ngugi wa Thiong'o. Ladies and gentlemen, Ngugi wa Thiong'o writes, Raila had refused to eat. He was on a hunger strike. He grew thin and pale. His right palm had gone dark. The arm had pimples and boils as well. His left arm was twisted already. He was receiving extraordinary punishment. He stood for his words. Listen to that. Even after Raila Odinga seeing the grave na macho yake, he still stood by his words, delivering Kenya from the yokes of dictators Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi. Even when Raila's life had changed to death, he still said, no surrender, no retreat. Raila stood by his word. Dictators must go. Ladies and gentlemen, I had been initially jailed for a year by the Kenyatta's regime. That is Ngui wa Thiong'o writing, for criticizing the government acts on my book, I will marry when I want. I had set up a revolutionary theater. This provoked the dictatorial regime. Odinga's was involving 7 years already in jail. 7 years already in jail. He stood firm. Kenya needed a fresh air. He was willing to pay the ultimate price. I felt touched by his story. I felt touched by his story when I came to see him. He was denied a chance to talk to me. However, he wisely did it in writing, and this is what he wrote to Ngugi wa Thiong'o. Tell Ida to ask the doctor to prescribe me these drugs. I'm slowly dying. Soon his mother died. His other relatives, including his aunt, followed. He could never be allowed to attend any of the burials. It was painful. He remained in detention without trial. The government could not allow it. Soon, he was transferred to Committee Maximum Prison. He was taken the torture corner, the isolation block, the detention camp, a prison within a prison. Here, he was daily served with half-cooked ugali, with vegetables, water with a few limp leaves floating around. And for the first time in 2 weeks, he was served with food. The blows to his head dazed him. He fell on the floor and lay there. Listen, Kenyans. Rono, a GSU officer, jumped from his head to his genitals. His left leg twisted and confirmed broken. Listen. This is the Raila you are joking with. This is the Raila Odinga you think is your equal. This is the Raila Odinga you are threatening from church pulpits. This is the Raila Odinga you think can succumb to your tear gas. Listen, Kenya Kwanza government, I read for you this piece once again. I continue. He was either going to speak. He was either going to speak or for the end, but it did not come. But still Odinga refused to give in. He was dramatically detained. All this time without any trial. In February 1988, he was dramatically released by President Moi. When he was released from detention, Raila refused to go home. He felt insecure. They could still be coming for him. He came straight to my home. He asked me to join him in quietly engaging in activities that designed to educate and mobilize the people towards bringing the necessary changes in the society. Not through violence, but through the popular mass action. It's through this that we achieved a multi-party state. Jubilations and celebrations went through the entire country. Stand up, keep calm, Raila is back. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a man that Rigathi Gachagua thinks he can threaten. This is a man that Millicent Omanga thinks she can threaten by just petty, mere Facebook and Twitter posts. This is the man that some bishops and reverends think they can threaten from church pulpits every Sunday using public resources. When liberations come, it comes with casualties. Their people must suffer for freedom to come. It doesn't come on a silver platter. Listen, Kenyans, nisikize vizuri. For people to rescue a nation from a dictatorial regime, people must give their lives wholly. To die by a bullet for Kenya to be delivered. Raila is a fearless, selfless leader. And I'm speaking this from a point of history. No one needs to tell you this. Go to the libraries and read. It's so simple as that. Raila cannot be threatened by press conferences. A man who was jailed for 7 good years. A man who saw death at the corner. You think you can threaten Raila Odinga? You're just juveniles. Take time, go back, sit. Call yourself to a meeting and respect Raila Amolo Odinga. I want to read for you a few points here, and as even I conclude my video this morning, and I want to show you why all Kenyans should stand up and support Raila Odinga. Now, number one, those who despise Mandamano, and let me tell you, the only language that any government understands is Mandamano. You cannot engage government on mere talks. Government understands Mandamano in Africa. Not even Africa, even in the entire world. The best language a government understands is Mandamano. Now, what has Mandamano brought? Nimeona watu wakitembea wakisema, oh, Mandamano. I want to tell you Kenyans, hao watoto mumelelewa juzi. I want to tell you what Mandamano has brought to this country. Number one, Mandamano brought about the repealing of Section 2A that created multi-party democracy. Number two, Mandamano brought about the closure of Nyayo torture chambers, which I've just read for you. Mandamano brought about liberty, freedom of speech and expression, which Kaka I'm enjoying today in this particular platform. Mandamano brought about the end of the clueless Nyayo authoritarian rule. Number 5, Mandamano brought about the 2010 constitution and a new chamber of Kenya's political system of governance, i.e. devolution. The counties we're enjoying today is courtesy of Mandamano. Raila Odinga's Mandamano has always been about quality leadership and citizen involvement to promote efficiency and capacity building. Number 7, Raila Odinga's Mandamano has been about the expansion of formal democracy, which calls for promotion of social inclusivity. Mandamano has always been the quest for electoral justice, election transparency, accountability, and an holistic exercise that represents the will of the people. Number 9, Mandamano has always been about how to end authoritarianism, mediocrity, anarchy, and lawlessness in the public service. And lastly, number 10, Maandamano has brought about women empowerment, people living with disabilities rights and freedoms, the minorities rights within our boundaries, all inclusivity slogan, and a sense of soberness in the public service. Maandamano has been about you and I. When Raila Odinga calls for it, never ask why, just ask when, and always purpose to, not just to attend, but take part with vigor and a superimposed maximo. Ladies and gentlemen, I finally want to conclude my video by saying, you saw yesterday how millions of people were jubilating. You saw how they were celebrating by saying Raila Odinga. Raila is not your equal. Raila is your father. Do not, and I repeat, do not provoke. Kenya Kwanza, do not provoke the spirit of your ancestors. Mutaumia. I am telling you. Mutaumia. Niliwaambia mnipatie dakika 2 nikuwe advisor wa Ruto. Mutaumia. Anyway, God bless you. Asanteni sana. See you in the next video, ladies and gentlemen.